Maya, assume you're listening to this recording.
I'm right next to you.
Alright, cool. I want you to add in the thing with Kenobi, like with Maul in the desert in Rebels saying, Kenobi. Kenobi. Kenobi! Cool. So, I heard that there's been some leaks on Kenobi. Considering that I made Maya watch through the entirety of Star Wars, we should carry on that gravy train with Kenobi.
Mind you, with no breaks.
And just like with Game of Thrones. Just a preface for the viewer, I enjoyed the Clone Wars thoroughly. I think it's probably the best thing to come out of the prequel era, though, let's face it, the Clone Wars is flawed. The Phantom Menace has some pretty decent stuff in it. Attack of the Clones is probably the worst out of the bunch. And Revenge of the Sith is probably the best overall. I still think the Clone Wars is better than all three of those films. If you ignore season 1 through the first half of 3 of Clone Wars, it's predominantly really good. Though there's some dumb shit in there. Yeah, some gems I didn't borrow. Rebels is Rebels.
He made me watch Rebels without breaks.
Yes, I did, and I did it.
It was horrifying.
I did it specifically for the Mandalorian stuff. Oh yeah, and the Mandalorian is not well written. It's cool.
I like Mandalorian.
And in season 2 is trash in regards to its writing. But there's some.
Cute.
No.
Yeah.
Look, he's not a character.
He has eyes that just make me go, oh.
And he's making move like a puppet. It's just annoying. And I prefer if Grogu had the maturity for like a 4 or 5-year-old, so we can have some level of conversation with Din Djarin. But he just walks around making goo goo gaga noises and occasionally becoming more powerful than fucking half the Jedi Order.
Yeah, it's cute.
And then there's fucking Book of Boba Fett. The only good episode of the Book of Boba Fett had almost nothing to do with Boba Fett. In fact, the best episode of The Mandalorian was in the Book of Boba Fett.
I think Boba wasn't in that episode at all, if I'm remembering correctly. He
appeared at the end. He appeared at the end. Actually, no, he didn't, did he? He appeared at the start of the second one.
Yeah, for like a second to say a line or two.
Yeah. So Boba Fett wasn't even in that episode, and that was the best episode of that show, and I'd argue one of the best episodes of The Mandalorian, and wasn't even in its show.
Yeah, it wasn't good. There wasn't enough Grogu.
Shut the fuck up.
You Grogu gets his own show.
You're the reason why Star Wars is shit, because you fucking clap at mediocrity.
It's okay, I'm not clapping. I just think Grogu's adorable.
Oh, I guess we'll keep putting Grogu in everything, because that's what the fans want. That's what they do.
I'm being humorous.
I think you're being serious. The plot device.
Actually, my favorite is, to be honest with you, I like Mandalorian because I think it's a nice return for the new coming watchers. But my favorite would have to be Clone Wars.
Yeah, I agree.
In particular, because it was the most... I'm glad you agree.
Yeah, Clone Wars was the most cohesive overall. Though, season 1, there's like... there's literally only one thing in season 1 that was good, and that was the rookie arc. And even then, that was still a bit messed up.
Season 3 is when things start picking up.
Yeah, especially with the Mortis thing.
Maul is good.
That was in season 4. The entire Night Sister arc actually was pretty interesting. I liked it a lot.
I love the Night Sisters so much. And then they killed them.
Yeah,
they killed all the good characters inside comics.
Grievous. He loses every battle. The one battle he beat was the Night Sisters, because the Night Sisters, they're allowed to die.
They killed all the Night Sisters.
Yeah, Grievous actually saves Dooku. And I'm like, oh wow, Grievous is actually good. Shame he's been useless throughout the entire show, because whenever he goes against Kenobi or Ahsoka, even fucking Ahsoka, Grievous loses. Ahsoka doesn't actually lose or win. She kind of just escapes. Like in the thing where Hondo and the younglings are there, like she escapes Grievous.
She does escape, but you just reminded me. You can see the look on your face. You said my favorite character's name. Save me, Maul. Hondo.
This is your second favorite.
Oh no, I love Ventress. Yeah, but Hondo.
Hondo's. Who would you say? Rate your top 3 characters out. So Maul's obviously number 1.
Hondo, and then Ventress. Well, and then after that,
you can be my new favorite spies.
All of which are characters that have most of their stuff in Clone Wars. Which is really sad, because then they kill Mother Talisman and Ventress off in side stories that never got any...
Don't!
At least
the Son of Dathomir comics has it. Why did... You see, this is what pissed me off. with the fucking reboot, because it's blatantly obvious that Disney only brought back Clone Wars as a way to fucking segue into the other shows, like the Bad Batch. Oh, we didn't mention Bad Batch. Bad Batch is not well written either. But let me quickly say this. Of all the arcs to redo, you redo the fucking Bad Batch arc in the Clone Wars, just to segue into the next show, and then you do the stupid the Martez arc. Like that arc was fucking trash. Why wouldn't you do the Son of Dathomir one? Why wouldn't you do one with Boba Fett and Cad Bane?
No, because Boba Fett and Cad Bane had their whole 2 episodes in Book of Boba. They don't need.
And plus, but like in the Mandalorian, you have fucking. I love how in this video where we're meant to be reading through this article, we're now bitching about Star Wars. But
He's got such fire in his eyes.
yeah, there's no cohesion between the different Star Wars shows because you clearly don't care about canon.
Yeah, and the worlds just feel different too. It's not just like the art style, but like the presentation of like the same 3 planets is different.
Yeah.
Running through the streets of one and running through the streets of the same one in a different movie just doesn't feel the same.
It's because the writers and the directors and the showrunners, I guess, of these shows want to have their own vision realized instead of actually sticking true to the vision of Star Wars. There's a lot of ego in Hollywood, if you haven't noticed it. If you're doing something on another project, treat it on its own merits. Stop trying to change it because you want to add your own flavor to it, Ryan Johnson. I'm just gonna start reading the article. Anyway, so I've obviously been hearing like whispers as me and Maya were going through some of the other videos. We saw this on the recommended for one of the previous videos we've aired. So basically, there's a leak for the Kenobi show that's coming out with 6 episodes. I think they're doing The Walking Dead. They're only doing 6 episodes, and it has a game-changing villain twist. So if you don't want spoilers for Kenobi, go now. You've been warned. And I'm ruining it for myself anyway, but I have lost so much love for Star Wars over the past couple of years, I don't care if it gets spoiled for me anymore.
It's so ironic because all the times that I'd be like watching those shows on those binge sessions with you where there's no breaks, it's always like, no spoilers. None. No. You can't. Don't look up anything. Don't even think.
The reason why is because I wanted you to get a full feel for it. I wanted you to go through what I went through and then see how it gets fucking destroyed. And we're going to see it here, apparently. Apparently there's something bad that happens that people are complaining about on the internet right now. And I'm not sure if I'm going to complain or not, or if I'm going to be like, I don't care. I don't know anyone who's a bigger fan of Star Wars than I do. Alright? I'm a massive lore nerd. When I tell people this, they're like, you're a big Star Wars fan? I'm like, yeah. And then there are these other groups of people who are like, well, if you don't just blindly consume product, you're not a real fan. Who the fuck are you to tell me a real fan? Who's Mother Talzin? Who's Count Dooku? What style does or lightsaber fighting style does Dooku use? Most people don't even know what fucking Makashi is. Most people don't know who Jango Fett is or where he came from. Well, you tell people what Concord Dawn is, people don't know what the fuck that planet is. I fucking do. Right? It's a moon that's in a similar system to Mandalore. Right? So
I have to intervene. You literally can identify the different ships based off of their sounds.
Yes.
And you're like, I can think of these things. You're not like, you literally will see a ship on scene and you would pause and go, oh, that's the, and you would say something and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, like in Rebels, there was a ship that the Ghost crew interact with, where there are these kids who are like related to Commander Sato or something like that, and it was the ship taken from a Legends character called Dash Rendar. I know what that ship is because I've seen it and I played it in the Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds game that was based off the Age of Empires 2 engine. I know Star Wars back and front, legends and canon. But these people will tell me, you're not a true Star Wars fan. You know who I'm referencing. Referencing a certain Northerner who we're friends with, who I met at the university. And yes. I get called, I'm not a real fan because I don't blindly fucking clap at the crap that Disney spits at them. So,
you guys want to watch me quiz?
You can actually make that a video.
I will do it. I will quiz you.
Yeah, and you can
I will find the most obscure facts I can and see how you do.
You can put that on your channel.
Okay,
because your channel is the more wholesome one.
My channel has cannibalism on it. What are you talking about? It's bubbly, funny cannibalism, though. I guess it's a little.
I guess maybe when I said earlier that I'm the dark side and you're the light side, I guess.
I'm the bright side of the dark side.
You're the bright side of the dark side. So I'm the dark side of the dark side.
Yeah, and you're like the dark side of the bright side because like you don't do anything.
Actually, that's a good way to think it. When people see me and you, they're gonna think I'm the evil one and you're the good one, and it's actually the opposite way. But you're the bright side of the dark side and I'm the light side of the dark side. That's really good.
It's like those twins from Sabrina. The one that foresees all the good that's gonna happen in the future is just dull and just like, yeah, good stuff's gonna happen. But like the evil one is the one that laughs all the time because she sees all the evil in the world. She goes, "Oh my god, they're gonna trip! Wait for it."
You know, when we start doing podcasts, and I guess we should keep this in the video as you're editing, Maya. But I think for our podcast, we should have it like that, so it signifies that I'm the light side. So I'm the dark side of the light side, and you're the light side of the dark side. So let's begin reading the article. Hello there, General Kenobi. Leaks reveal one game-changing villain twist. Obi-Wan Kenobi may not end the way the fans expect. Oh, that's quite common in Hollywood nowadays, subverting expectations. Obi-Wan Kenobi has the potential to totally redefine how Star Wars fans view the 19-year exile the show's hero endured on Tatooine. Set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, the new Disney Plus series will follow Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi as he is forced to face off a number of powerful Imperial Inquisitors, as well as his former student, Darth Vader.
That's confirmed.
So yes, Vader's in this. You know what? I'm actually not that bothered, because you want to talk about consistency. They fucked that up in the prequels. We had Leia in the original trilogy saying how, I remember my mother when I was very young, but she died after giving birth to her. You understand?
Oh, I thought this was because she remembered her adopted mother.
I don't think so, but maybe I'm wrong. They probably changed that last minute to compensate. Well, last time I checked, Bail Organa's wife is still alive, but I could be wrong. But there's other stuff that was just not consistent with the original trilogy in the prequels. And on top of that, you have Vader saying, "When I left you, I was about to learn, but now I am the master."
He still has to be a student, so he'll probably be bested to some extent again. In order for that to be true to still be a student.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd say that he's saying, "When I left you, I was about to learn," but referencing when he left Kenobi back in Revenge of the Sith. I guess there's room for leeway for them to have met before. There's no point in nitpicking on that one. There's more pressing matters to nitpick. So, Kenobi is already shaping up to change Obi-Wan and Vader's rivalry, but it looks like the upcoming Disney Plus series won't actually climax with the two facing off against each other. Instead, several reports suggest that the series ending may revolve around one of Obi-Wan Kenobi's new Star Wars characters. So now they're saying that they're not going to be fighting. Okay. So the leaks. Spoilers! You've been warned! Fuck off if you have to. I warned you. Don't complain in the comments to me. The leaks. According to the string of reports from MakingStarWars.net, the 6th and final episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi will see the Jedi fight a duel with Darth Vader. However, their fight won't be the climax of the episode. Instead, the finale's climactic confrontation will happen when Obi-Wan returns to the large homestead on Tatooine to rediscover Reva, aka the third sister, Moses Ingram, pointing her lightsaber at a young, frightened Luke Skywalker, which means Luke Skywalker has interacted with the Sith before.
This literally reveals the entire last episode.
I did say spoilers, so.
Big spoilers.
The report says that during this moment, Reva will think back on her own life and remember how she was forced into the Jedi Order and later made to be a pawn of the Empire. She will realize that she's not capable of killing the child in the same way Anakin did in Revenge of the Sith, and will ultimately share a silent exchange with Obi-Wan before leaving Tatooine. Luke would subsequently be reunited with his guardians, Owen and Beru. Okay, congratulations for one episode of importance. Okay, let's get through this. The Kenobi finale will then see Reva return to the Inquisitor stronghold and tell Vader she managed to kill Obi-Wan. Vader, sensing that Reva is lying, will murder her in cold blood, and in doing so, will kill the one person who might have been able to tell him the truth about his twin children. Game-changing redemption. If these leaks are true, that means Star Wars fans should expect to see Moses Ingram's Reva emerge as an even more important player in Obi-Wan Kenobi's story than they've previously been led to believe. Not only will she manage to learn the truth about Anakin Skywalker's children, she'll also decide, that is terrible grammar, whether Luke lives or dies. Her decision to not kill Luke at the end of Kenobi will also make Reva the latest in a long line of tragic Star Wars anti-heroes. Her alleged flashback would also presumably allow Kenobi to end in a way that addresses the lingering pain many of the characters still feel about Order 66 and the fall of the Jedi Order. If her death in Kenobi plays out as these leaks claim, Reva's demise may also feel reminiscent about how the second sister is killed in Star Wars The Jedi Fallen Order. I'm not surprised there. They want to kind of emulate that because that was epic. That part of the game. I never played the game. I watched the gameplay footage because I'm not playing the fucking game when I can play Blade and Sorcery, and
Mm-hmm.
Basically the Jedi I've always wanted to be. That will come as either a welcome or disappointing update, depending on how you feel about that game. The inverse analysis. In addition to Reva's overall arc, this batch of Clone Wars Kenobi leaks also claims to confirm a number of previous rumours about the series, including the cameo appearance Liam Neeson is rumoured to make as Qui-Gon Jinn, the grandma in this. However, it's Reva's final decisions that seem the most noteworthy right now. If these leaks are correct, that means the third sister would go on just as transformational and important a story of Obi-Wan Kenobi as the show's hero. That may come as a surprise, but it suggests that Kenobi may actually manage to tell a compelling new story, even amid its many references to past Star Wars titles. But I feel like they're going to do what they did with Book of Boba Fett, and they're just going to start shoehorning characters from other things to kind of take the priority. Like the Mandalorian ended up becoming a massive part of Book of Boba Fett, and it's not even his show. Isn't this Kenobi's show? Why don't they do his thing on the third sister? Why don't they just say Star Wars third sister and do her story?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's a little better because
it sells
people
more
like
because
it.
it's Kenobi.
I mean, we watched a compilation of every single time Kenobi picked up a blaster. That's how awesome Kenobi is. That was entertaining for us.
I guess people are kind of butthurt that it's not going to center fully around Kenobi as well, and that's a bad thing. It's Kenobi. Shouldn't it be about Kenobi? It shouldn't be mainly from Kenobi's perspective. The same way that in Book of Boba Fett, shouldn't it have been about shouldn't it have been about Boba Fett? I don't know. Any thoughts?
I don't know. Let's see. It could be good. Maybe it's like 99% from his perspective and like 1% is other people's, but it's complimentary to him. Unlike, because like other people's perspective isn't bad if the show still centers around him, you know?
They literally did an entire episode following Din Djarin in the 7 episodes of Book of Boba Fett.
Okay. That was bad, but maybe this won't be like that. Maybe this is only like a couple scenes.
I do not trust them to do that.
We'll see. Who knows? Maybe Grogu will make an appearance.
Behave, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Grogu even appears. I'm done. I've been putting up with them destroying this franchise for so long now.
Then we will see. This will be the ultimate test. Oh, speaking of tests, we still need to do that test.
I can't believe it that we've pretty much put half this video going over this Kenobi leak to planning several other traumatic videos.
We're YouTubers. We have to.
Fuck it.
That is at least one more video, and at most that is like 4. Yeah, you're on.
All right.
You are so on.
Yeah. And just remember, this is all in recording, and hindsight's a wonderful thing.